Alright guys, so today we're going to flip the script around and get back to wilderness survival skills. Now I got this idea about a month ago when I got this Paracord bracelet in the mail. It's made by a company up in Canada called Paracord Survival Gear, and I thought it was a pretty cool bracelet. You know, it's got all those cool survival necessities in here. There's a whistle, there's some ferro rod, there's a compass, stuff like that. So I thought that's cool, you know. I'm going to take this, I'm going to take my Ontario Rat 1 folder here, and I'm going to see what I can do with just these two items, you know. So it's more like a challenge. I'm going to focus on just fulfilling some basic survival needs, and that's shelter and fire. So for the shelter, I'm thinking nothing super fancy, something quick and easy that's going to keep me dry and warm, and that translates to basically a debris hut, right? So we're going to go with that, and then we're going to go ahead and make a fire, and then if we have time, we're going to see what else we're going to get done. So I'm going to head off in that direction, find myself a ridgepole, and we're going to get started on the shelter. So we got our ridgepole here, we got a good center support to attach it to, but before we get started on the actual shelter build, I just want to give you guys a quick look at the bracelet before I have to tear it apart. Okay, so here's the bracelet up close. We got about a foot of paracord right here. We got a ferro rod on this end. We got the striker on this end right here, and then right in the middle, we got this button compass. Now, I always check these against my Sun2, and this one reads true, so I got no worries about navigating with that. It's kind of cool to have this located on your wrist for easy reference. And then inside the actual weave itself, we got a waterproof sealed little tube that has survival basics for fishing and some tinder for making fire. So let's go ahead and break this down and get started on the shelter build. Okay guys, so I got the skeleton done. It only took about 15 minutes because there's a lot of dead wood in this area, which is great for shelter building. So now that I have the skeleton finished, I'm just going to go ahead and start collecting branches and things of that nature to fill in each side. And then after that, we'll move on to the fire part of the challenge. This right here is exactly why you recon the area around you before you set up the shelter, because, you know, if I hadn't done that, I'd be spending a lot more time filling in this side of the shelter. And hey man, I found this out here. Who knows how long it's been out here, but it's going to serve great as a sidewall to my shelter. Okay, so the shelter's done for now. Build time was about 40 minutes, and that's thanks in part to that piece of metal that I found out there. It's always a good idea to go scouting around, because odds are, no matter where you are in the world and how remote you think you are, guaranteed mankind has been there before and probably left some trash behind. So take a look around before you start chopping down trees and seeing what you can find in the area. Now the shelter itself, not super extensive, but it's going to work out fine for the spring and summer months. So that being said, the next move is, let's go ahead and take care of fire, and then we'll see where we're at. So we're about ready to get this fire operation underway. We got a nice little bed of twigs down there, a bird's nest of dry grass, and then over here I got some kindling and some other larger piece of the wood, because I've learned from trial and error that you should take a lot more time prepping your fire than actually getting it started. So let's go ahead and see how this ferro rod and striker work. Never used it before, but we're about to find out. So I got a little bit of this tinder out of the sealed survival kit inside the bracelet. So I'm just gonna make this super easy. Tear some of this up, put on top of here, and then see what we can get going. Okay, so I think I'm looking pretty good out here. I got a fire going, shelter behind me, water out there, and I'm pretty happy with the X-Country Pro. It performed well. The only thing I would have to say about it that maybe they could improve in the future is the quality of the ferro rod. It does not give off as much sparks as what I would prefer, but it really didn't turn out to be much of a problem, because all I had to do is get the cotton tinder out of the inside of the bracelet, fluff it up a little bit, and boom, I had a fire going. So you can go check them out online at packriversurvivalgear.com. Same spot on Facebook. And I guess for me, I'm just going to kick back, get myself something to eat, and enjoy the view out here. So you guys know the drill. Get out there and train, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.